All right. Good evening, everybody. Normally, I would not be working on a video right now, but I just had to do this just so people will understand, just how dumbed down a lot of people are nowadays. Okay. The term conspiracy theory was invented by the CIA in order to prevent disbelief of official government stories, okay? The same government that is responsible for the bullshit that has been plaguing the nation for so long, the same government that's been responsible for a lot of fascist bullshit and a lot of this unnecessary censorship that they have been doing, the same government that has been involved in a lot of sketchy deals and a lot of sketchy experiments and has also been involved in experimenting on its own citizens and literally underhandedly paying other citizens off, cutting out the middleman, dividing and conquering, playing favorites on one side and basically tormenting the crap on the other side, only to come out on top amongst all of it. So let's just go ahead and just get right down to the point. This includes these idiots who are being paid off. This includes these people who are also the gang stalkers. These people who do this crap, and I'm just going to announce it for what it is. They're not the brightest of the bunch. They're not. They're not really worth your time because in the end, when you see how serious the situation is, you start to understand that they're not worth your time. This ain't the time to be wasting your energy out on them because I don't know what they're doing in preparation for what's to come, but I'm just giving out the warning as it is. Stuff is gonna get very bad later on in this year, so people definitely need to get prepared. Getting out of the inner city at least is the key thing to do, because if you don't do it soon, you might not have you might not be able to do it at all. So that's one of the main things that's important out there. If you're in the suburbs, that should be fine, but I should warn everybody. I did see videos on Twitter of these same people, with all the looting and shit that's been happening. I have witnessed some of these videos where they were catching people in the middle of the neighborhoods in the suburbs, stealing license plates. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I don't know why they were doing it. They were swapping them out for fake plates. And I don't know. What do you get money for those things? Or maybe it was some type of fraud. I don't know. I don't know. So I wanted to go ahead and make a video out on this. It will be on the other channel. And I'm still in the middle of migrating stuff. But I'm just taking a break right now. I'll continue first thing tomorrow. Also, I definitely got to put my stuff on that website. And I wanted to give a big thank you to Anna for that. Because they definitely didn't want me seeing that. They definitely didn't. Because they wouldn't have effed with it. They would not have messed with it if otherwise. But anyway, everybody, the term conspiracy theorist was made by the same assholes who are fucking over you. So I just want everybody to understand that the term conspiracy theorist was made by the same assholes who are basically fucking the American people. I hope people understand that. That whole term, conspiracy theorist, is bullshit. They created that to suppress the truth. That's what it is. Anybody who's claiming, and Fullerton Informer, I know that both him and a Plain Truth are not seeing eye to eye on certain situations. I'm not getting in the midst of that. But one thing I will point out, like a lot of these people have been, with a lot of that misinformation that's out there, a lot of these people, there was one vid that they did make that I noticed that definitely made a lot of sense. A lot of these people who claim like they're certified and all this stuff, like they claim that they really know what they're talking about. A lot of these people who are basically, these types of people who are in support of the masking, support of the lies and shit. You want to know some of the most fucked up stuff I've been seeing in these commercials? Dude, they have been having nurses and doctors being shown saying these are heroes. These are your heroes. What have people not been dying in the damn in the fucking hospitals and on that boat. And it wasn't because of this virus shit. No. This was happening because of malpractice. So how the fuck you gonna sit there and call them people heroes, and you got these other nurses and doctors coming out telling the truth of this shit, and we see their videos are getting censored. We see these videos getting taken down. Why? Now, don't you think that that actually brings, some suspicion there? Because the fact that they would censor a video like that, and they have been doing it. Oh yes. Oh yes, they have been censoring a whole lot of videos like that. So I'm making this video for the people who are still yet asleep. You need to wake up. When they use the term conspiracy theories, it's a fucking psyop tactic that they use to suppress the truth because they don't want people to know. You need to basically get the stick out of you need to basically get the corks out of your ears. All right? You need to get the cork. I'm being very serious and very serious here. I'm being very very serious about this. You need to get the corks out of your ears. This is for the people who are not aware, okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being very blunt about this because it seems like certain people just don't get it. The government does not give a fuck about you. Even if it means they have to pay you some pennies here and there just to get their way, it's called using you. It's called pimping you out. Do you not understand that? And of course, some of these idiots are A-okay with it. This is why I've been saying those types of people are dangerous. Not just to themselves, but to the people around them due to their reckless behavior and reckless actions. They are A-okay with this bullshit, and they're in support of this crap that's going on, They're in support of it, not realizing that the same people who fucking hired them are going to leave them for dead when shit hits the fan. They're not going to give two. Do you know how much they're charging for those bunkers? Dude, do they not understand how much that shit is selling for? Do you really fucking think these gang stalkers ain't making a salary to afford that shit? No. Hell no. There's no way they're going to be able to afford any of that crap. And if you think that they're going to even bother to sell these idiots some shit like that, dude, Bill Gates is behind a lot of this bullshit. Did he not say he wanted certain people around a certain IQ to exist? Has he not? Oh, and by the way, 1111 people. Awesome fine. Awesome fine. Most time, I pray you definitely watch out for all of us because we are really living in some dark times. We really are. But yeah, it's just it's like at this point, like I'm very convinced that they are just immediately just there's just no point. It's no point in reacting to them. It's no point in even doing anything because they are basically mind manipulated at this point to where they're just fixated on just constantly earning this peanuts. Dude, I hope people understand how dumb this shit really is. They've been promoting this crap in the music industry saying, chase the money, chase the paper. Are you I'm really sorry for my language, but people, and this is not against the people who are who are awake. This is the people who are asleep. And not just the people who are not informed and asleep. I'm talking about people who have been told the truth and are still asleep and refuse to accept the truth in front of them. What the fuck do you not understand that paper is all over the fucking place? There's trees for miles. That shit doesn't have value like diamond, gold, platinum, silver, emerald. It doesn't have value like that. It doesn't. And they're telling you to basically chase what? Why do you think they call it a dollar bill? Dude, when you get something registered with the government, you are basically signing over. Basically, what you're doing is signing over your property rights of said item, of said thing, when you have it registered. A lot of these idiots don't know that. And they just sitting here just want to do. It's a reason why they call it the money. The reason why they call the money the root of all evil. That crap is blinding these people. If they even are people anymore, they're probably robots by now. Considering the stuff that's been happening, they're probably just robots. But at the same time, that video that I made, I hope people understand what I was getting at on how dumbed down these people are. Because I'm not joking. I mean, I can't make this shit up. Like it's just I'm just at all at how dumb these people are. Like I'm not even surprised anymore about half the stupid ideology they have. I'm not surprised anymore, and that should be an embarrassment to them. The fact that I'm fairly convinced that their IQ of stupidity is so high that they don't even pay attention they don't even pay half attention to half the crap that they have to say at all. And I know because the way they handle things, you got to understand that fucks when they act a certain type of way, that kind of behavior that these perps do, that fucks with your psyche. When you fuck with people, there's guilt behind that. Guilt is an emotion, right? That everybody has. So when you fuck with somebody, that guilt is still there. Why do you think a lot of these, energy sucking vampires continue to keep hurting people? They continue to stay with the horse and wagon that has been broken down since day one. It's just been broken down, and they constantly go to the workshop. I gotta get this, I gotta get that, and this, that, anything. The old routine, that they've been having going on, and they refuse to get the new thing that actually. And when I'm using this as an example, that basically move on and basically, and get something new, work something new out, and then just stop fucking around with what's old. They refuse to move on. It's a big problem with people like that. They can't This is why I keep saying it. These people like that cannot survive on their own. They can't. It is impossible. If they were in a world where it was just themselves, they would destroy one another based off their reckless behavior. They would destroy it wouldn't be much of a fight because it won't even take that long. These types of people, if it wasn't for us, people who are not like that, dude, they would long since destroy one another. That's how bad this is. That is real, and that's sad too. It really is. Now, am I upset? No. No. I'm actually grateful because I'm glad that I'm not like that. It's a sad situation that people gotta be like that, but at the same time, they have a choice. You don't have to do the shit that you're doing. The fact that you still keep doing it, pretty obvious just because you keep choosing to do it. Anyway, let me go ahead and get into the article for this evening. The term conspiracy theory was invented by the CIA to prevent disbelief of official government stories. You see how they pronounced it? Stories. The CIA would tell you stories. Now, here's the thing, people. Haven't the CIA been caught actually distributing drugs back into the country? Because if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember when this was. But if I'm not mistaken, there was an incident to where like a cargo plane had dropped a ship, had lost a piece of its shipment, and the whole damn thing was filled up with cocaine. This was a CIA carrier, people. A CIA carrier. And I knew they were behind that shit because, they can't make no money if there ain't no crime. Police ain't got shit to do. FBI ain't got shit to do. Border Patrol ain't got shit to do if there's no crime. So they got to instigate the crime in order to have an excuse to keep a job. Most of the time, like, it doesn't even matter, even if there is no crime. You're just paid there to basically stand guard, to make sure nothing happens. It doesn't have to be an eventful fucking job, okay? It doesn't have to. Just do your damn job. Stop infrastructuring the shit to basically, create conflict out of nothing. Stop that shit and just do your damn job. Stop working with criminals too. Stop that. Enough. But anyway, the term, yeah, you already read that. Ron Unz reports on the cold shoulder given to an extensively researched book that concludes that the World War II hero General George Patton was murdered by the CIA because he became a powerful critic of Washington. The book was ignored because the U.S. media and public have been programmed to regard the U.S. government as a truth teller and those who expose government crimes as conspiracy theorists. So that's the deal. Whenever someone basically comes out and tries to tell the truth to the people, they get labeled as that. At this point, man, like that's a really bad insult considering people are just going out of their way to inform the people, hey, this is happening. Be aware of it so you don't fucking fall for it. Dude, I hope people understand the dire situations that we're in. This ain't no type of scenario to where like you can just, just do, just say that and not expect repercussions afterwards. Like, you need to understand the dire situations behind the shit that's happening right now. They really do, because this is not a game. This is not a no type of this is nothing to take lightly at all. None of it is. Anyway, in 2013, Professor Lance D. Haven Smith, in a peer-reviewed book published by the University of Texas Press, showed that the term conspiracy theory was developed by the CIA as a means of undercutting critics of the Warren Commission's report that the President Kennedy was killed by Oswald. The use of this term was heavily promoted in the media by the CIA. It is ironic that the American left is a major enforcer of the CIA strategy to shut up skeptics by branding them conspiracy theorists. So again, it's just, you see the tactic comes from the left. People, don't call people conspiracy theorists. Just hear them the fuck out. Okay? Just hear them out. It's just that simple. If they have facts that back what's up, don't just be quick to label them that. Look it the fuck up. Take the time to look at it. And I'm saying this because we have an abundant problem, a big one, to where people would just, they'll say, oh no, this person's a conspiracy theorist. People will hear that and they'll just go with it. They'll just take it and go. They won't look into the shit. And they'll pretend as if and they don't realize what they're really missing out on. This is some serious information that people are missing out on today, right now, that, because of crap like this. And it's just this is one of the desperate attempts that they have to basically censor everybody. But is it working? No, because people are waking up. People know that some shit, that people who aren't in the know just yet, they know some funny shit is going on, because there's no way you're not going to see half the crap that has been happening and not be aware of it at some point. But you got to be careful, because I'm telling you, like, the trending thing, Twitter, they have been bombarding the crap out of that. That's why I've been telling people to stay away from the trending stuff, because like it's a lot of shit on there you do not want to see. You don't want to see anything on the Explore icon. I'm telling you, like, it's really, really getting effed up, and it's really it's just crazy, man. I really do believe narcissists are the spawn of the devil. I honestly do. That's the seed of the devil right there, cause that kind of behavior, man, that just to just be addicted to just cause sufferings to somebody like that on a daily basis. And I'm just like, something? Someone like that, They're not going to be satisfied with their life. They're not. They'll never be satisfied with their life. They'll never feel complete. They will never be happy. And that's just all there is to it. And it's based off their own reckless behavior. But you know something? The whole point is to not worry about them. Don't worry about them. They made their choice. They're gonna end up burning for what they're doing. It's gonna happen, whether they like it or not. That's just the path they chose. You know, they seen when they continue to keep doing what they're doing, knowing of their being aware of the decisions. It's pretty obvious they're okay with it. They're just thinking everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Here's the thing, and I'm just gonna basically say it for what it is, dude. Why the fuck would any multi-million-dollar family or organization give two fucks about any of these gang stalkers, these low bottom feeders, these people in the neighborhoods? Why should they give a fuck about you? If they can explain that shit, I don't give a fuck about any of these high tier freaking gang stalkers, handlers. I don't give a fuck who you are. You explain to me, why the fuck should any of those high rollers really give a fuck about you? Why? People are being used, bottom line, whether they want to acknowledge that or not. That's just how it is. That's how it's always been. And you're going to find out the reality of that very soon. You have a choice to change your shit. You do. Or you can be a dumbass and continue following through with the delusions that you're not going to basically, that the people who basically been, using you or paying you off this whole time aren't going to kick you off. You can keep being delusional for that shit. You can keep thinking that it's just going to go, your way and thinking this shit ain't going to turn against you. But I guarantee you, you're going to be massively disappointed. Both the stalkers, not just my stalkers, but every other fellow TI stalkers. You're going to be very fucking disappointed. And guess what? When it happens, and it will, no, none of us is going to be willing to help you. No, because you made your choice. You think no TI ain't going to recognize somebody who basically was stalking them? Why do you think that these gang stalkers try so desperately to basically hide their identity? And they don't send the same gang stalker to you if you know who the fuck they are directly. I know this because they freak out when you know who that person is. Because if you get enough evidence on even one of them, you can basically turn that investigation into a trail. And they don't want that. That trail will turn into links linking different people who that person knew. Have you not heard of the term? And you see, this is what the problem is, though. This shit has infected the whole system. That's why I don't have no faith in the system, man. Because it's the system that has been the problem this whole damn time. And something, at the same time, it wasn't really the system to begin with. It was just these people and this favoritism that got in the mix of it, changing shit for their own benefit. And that was where the core of the problem lied. Now the system is in a position to where it's not really doing much of any favors for nobody. And that's just the harsh reality we live in. People, when you call somebody a conspiracy theorist, you're basically working for the left side, whether you're aware of that or not. But at the same time, it needs to be known it's no different. Both the right and left are both being controlled by the assholes responsible for the crap that's going on. This is why it's important to get off the grid, because neither side can be trusted. It doesn't fucking matter what they got on the news because it's bullshit. Nothing but paid opposition. Nothing but more favoritism, conservative programming that they want to fit to the consumer, but it's not befitting for the consumer or the conservative at all. It's not. It's befitting for themselves. It's what they want to basically pass as the norm, and they don't give a fuck who has to deal with that shit. They want to live in freedom. They want everybody else to live in misery. This is how desperate these energy-sucking vampires are. They want everybody in a state of misery. Honestly, the world probably would be a great place without people like that doing this to people, just to get them in a state of disarray like that. it most likely would definitely be a much better place. Definitely. Not having to worry about assholes being, stalking you from time to time. But let me tell you something, everybody. These gang stalkers, they can't survive out in the wilderness. They can't. A lot of my stalkers, I know, just based off how they are, they would never, they would not last very long out in the wilderness at all. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. They don't have the skills. They don't have the knowledge. And they just wouldn't know, man. They just would not know. They wouldn't be prepared. And it's the whole point of this other thing, too. They're too addicted to the grid's um, privileges. They're too addicted to that shit. And there is what lies in the problem. These people, these individuals can't leave the grid. That's why they're so desperate to keep people here. I'll never forget the day that I saw this video, and it was this man getting all of these tiny houses for the homeless folk, only for an entire neighborhood to come together and literally enforce those people back onto the street, saying, "No, we don't want them in houses." How dare they do that shit, people? This was This was either in Chicago or New York City. I'm pretty certain it was in New York City though, but like it was just so fucked up. This is one of the reasons why, like, I have no faith in being in the, on the grid. I have no faith in it at all. I have faith in the Most High, definitely, but the grid, hell no, no, no. I've seen too much to where this stuff is just completely irrational. It's completely unfair to people who don't deserve this kind of crap, and I'm just entirely done with it. These idiots want to fuck over stuff like that and see where that's gonna get them. Hey, go right ahead. No, go on ahead. See where that shit's gonna get you. Because I guarantee you, it is not gonna be pretty. You're not gonna like it, and it's just gonna be a complete bombshell when you realize that it's not gonna fucking work. So, to the gang stalkers, you can take your dirty money. You can continue your bullshit. I don't consent to any of the crap that you're doing. You can go ahead and keep, doing the crap that you're doing, because apparently you're gonna have to answer for every single one of it. So, something. It's not gonna, when you really have to answer for all of what you've done, everything. I hope you understand the dire consequences for this. Because if you don't, you're going to find out real soon. And it's not going to be me you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about no other TIs. No. The people you're going to have to worry, the very thing you're going to have to worry about is God. The one who has the ability to basically destroy your existence. That's who you got to worry about. People, don't think that these gang stalkers don't have fear in their hearts. They do. And I know because I've seen it. I've witnessed it. They feel fear like anybody else. They do. They hide it, but I know it's there. I know the truth bothers them, because otherwise, why would they be so desperate to hide it? Dude, the truth bothers them because I wouldn't have been assaulted if it didn't scare the shit out of them. So nothing's going to change my outlook on that. The minute I witness that these idiots are afraid in some way like that, that's it. That's just a done deal. Now I know. The fact that I know, that's the only information I need. But again, it's not the police they got to worry about. It's not the court system. It's not being sued they got to worry about. Dude, if they are so that's another thing. They're so fixated on that. They are. And it's like, what, like, are you serious? Okay, I'm going to basically explain this. It's very simple. If your existence is destroyed, that means you no longer will have a physical body. That means you will never be able to ever in this lifetime or the next be able to enjoy any of the pleasures that this type of life has to offer. That means no. None of the stuff that what you've done, that what they were getting this dirty money to do with, no more of that shit. None. You won't even be around to see it. That's just how simple this shit is, man. That's just exactly how simple it is. And you know something, people, the one thing a narcissist hate the most is when you hit the mute button on them. When you don't even have to, when they're crap. And you see what I mean by hitting the mute button. Everybody has a mute button. If you learn how to use that mute button, every little thing that they do, every little thing that they say, don't count for shit. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what you believe and what you think of yourself. And that's all you need. You know you're you know something, you want to know why they try so hard to put you down? It's to basically prevent you from seeing the potential that you have. That's why they try so hard to put you down, to basically make you sad, to make you regretful, to make you feel like shit. But in reality, it's really them who feels like shit. They want you to feel like shit so that they don't have to feel so left out. That's the real truth about it. You think I'm just, you know, and you all think I'm just gonna bow down and, you know, just feel bad for a bunch of degenerates who fuck around with people like this just to get them to feel some way? Look, man, to the people who think that like that they're doing this shit is appropriate, I only got one thing to say. Get the fuck over yourself. Okay? These idiots are so obsessed that they feel like every little fucking thing is about them. That's why they're so fixated on people, man. They can't live their own life. They feel like they got to have you in their life just to basically live it. Dude, if you got to have me in your life just to live your life, you're not really living. You're not. That's not being having a fixation on somebody like that. How can you call that living at all? When every waking moment, it's got to be about that person. You know, when this person's waking up, when this person's leaving out, when this person's coming back, what they're doing, what they bought, what, you know, all X, Y, and Z. A person like that is not living. Is not living. I don't give a fuck how much money you're making. A person like that is not living. And the more a person continues to live like that, in that kind of lifestyle, you're going to be, you know, each and every day, you're going to find out that you become more and more dead inside. Until you become nothing but this hollowed shell of your former self. I could go on and on about this, but it's getting late. So I think I'm going to end this little rant vid here. But I wanted to basically get this information out so people would understand. Again, the whole term of conspiracy theorist is just a bullshit term that the CIA made to basically just cover up the truth. That's all it is.